Now the last thing we need to do to complete our collapsible menu is to remove the style attribute that's being applied to the navigation element. So let's go back to our JavaScript file. We're going to use something called a callback function on the animate function here that's running inside of the else portion of the conditional statement. And we do that by coming in here after the duration, which is 750 milliseconds, still inside of the parentheses for animate. Let's hit a comma, and we'll type in function, another set of parentheses, another set of curly brackets. Let's come in here and split this open. So this callback function here will only run after the animation is complete. So once the animation is complete, we want to come in here and remove the style attribute from the nav element. Now, since this item already searched for the nav element and is running the animation, we can come in here and instead use a shortcut in jQuery called this. So we'll type a $, parentheses, then we'll type the word this. So this is referring to the original item that we searched for, which is the nav. And then outside of the parentheses, we'll type dot remove, capital A, TTR, remove attribute. Put in our parentheses, semicolon, inside, 2 tick marks for another string, and we'll type in the word style. So now after this animation runs, we're going to remove the attribute of style. Now that's going to fix the navigation if it's in its closed state, which the navigation style will be set to 0, and then the menus will not have the background. But we also need to remove this if the menu is in an open state and the window is larger than our 625 pixel breakpoint. Because when the browser is larger than 625, the mobile navigation menu disappears and the user won't be able to close the menu. So what we're going to do there is we're going to put a function outside of our click event, but still inside of the document ready. So we'll come down here, hit a few returns, and what we're going to do here is add a function on the window element called resize. So we'll start with a $, another set of parentheses. Inside of the parentheses, we'll type window. Then outside of the parentheses, dot resize, another set of parentheses and a semicolon. Inside of the parentheses for resize, we'll add a function. So we'll type function, another set of parentheses, another set of curly brackets. Let's split this open. I'll add a few lines here. Now inside of here, we're going to add a conditional statement. And we only want to remove the style attribute from the navigation element if the window is wider than 625 pixels. So inside of here, we're going to type if, parentheses, curly brackets, split this open. Inside of the parentheses for if, we want to test the window. Now we're still inside of this element here, so we can use the this shortcut. So $, parentheses, this. Then outside of the parentheses, but still inside of the parentheses for the conditional statement, we're going to type dot width, another set of parentheses, space, greater than 625. So if the browser window width is greater than 625, we're going to come inside of here and we're going to remove the style attribute from the nav element. Now we're inside of a query for window, so we can't use the this shortcut because this relates to the window. But we can come up here and copy the remove attribute style instruction. So let's copy the period remove attribute up here. Let's come down inside of the if statement, $, parentheses. Inside we'll add a string of nav. Then outside of the parentheses, we'll paste in the remove attribute and then a style string inside of the parentheses for remove attribute. So with this in place, we're ready to do our final test. Let's go back to the browser. Let's hit reload. I'll bring the browser width down. We see the mobile menu. Let's click on it to expand it. While it's expanded, let's move the browser up above 625. As soon as we get above 625, you'll notice that the mobile menu icon disappears and the navigation style element, which was originally setting this to a height equal to the height of the UL, has now been removed. So now the navigation menu is the default state set in the CSS for our menus. Now similarly, let's go back to a small size. Let's open the menu and then let's close it. Now the navigation element has a style attribute set with a height of 0. Then I'll increase the browser, and then again we can see that the style element is being removed, and then again the base CSS is taking over and we can interact with the menus again. And now as one final test, if you have access to a handheld device, we can test this on a small screen. So I'll come over here, tap on the menu. I'll also scroll up and down a little bit. Sometimes scrolling on small screens will invoke scroll bars, which will change the window size. And since we're under 625 pixels, this should not remove the style attribute from the menu item. Then we can scroll back to the top, tap on the menu, and have the menu close. So this will be the user experience that's being modified through JavaScript for people on small screens. And with that, that completes this lesson on creating a collapsible mobile menu for your responsive web design.